struggle through life. Been never done that with trifling people who told me my style would not work. I told them they wrong, they're struggling too long. This song is for you, I'm proving you wrong. Get out my way, get out my way, get out my way, get out my way. I'm a genuine person. Like if I love you, I love you. If I don't mess with you, I don't mess with you. It's as simple as that. What up, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? What's up, Tanya with the sleepy tea? What up?
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm chilling. Man, my bro was on here. I'm sorry, bro. I know that was kind of like a woman's song and you was on his. He probably felt uncomfortable. I apologize about that. But anyway, brother, if you want to come back up here and read, more than welcome to. So y'all, what's going on, man? How is everybody? How is everybody out here in Atmosville, man? Let me see who up in here rocking with us today. Today is September 6th of 2022.
How's the weather over there in Atlanta today?
The weather is weird. It's actually pretty in between. It's warm right now. Really muggy, really hate to walk in, hate to like it's one of them wet kind of moisture type kind of days. How about where you are?
Oh, you want to talk about moisture? It has been raining since yesterday morning so hard.
Really?
Rain. Oh, and it's supposed to rain till like Thursday.
Nice. What up, bro?
Who's this? A new person. Hello.
Yeah. What's up, brother? How you doing? You're on mute.
What's happening, bro? How you doing?
All right, man. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate you.
I've been listening to Miss Tanya do her thing every night. She's been reading like a professional.
Yes, she has.
Thank you.
You and Riri, and of course, Atma's been doing his thing too.
Thank you, man.
That's my group right here. I love it. My family.
Hey, he said, hey, you close to that judge, bro. I tell you. Hey,
I
so
hear
y'all,
that judge in my sleep.
Oh, I know, right? So in case y'all don't know, brothers, plug yourself, man. I did some research on you. Got a really nice Instagram following. What do you do, man? What's your page?
Well, I have an R&B band. It's called ATLDV. We got a new album coming out soon. If you like R&B bands, check us out, man. It's called atldv.org. If you want to check out the website. And I just love R&B music, man. And I do merchandising too for a living. I've been doing that for like 20 years, man. And just so happened on that 20-year journey, I've definitely done a lot of R. Kelly over them years. So I've seen a lot.
Bro, I didn't sing R. Kelly. I didn't sing R. Kelly songs too. That's why, listen. You can't have R&B without R. Kelly. Let's be honest.
You can't, man. I was my cousin was on his live on Sunday, and he was playing like one of my favorite R. Kelly songs. I got two. Right. One of them he played, which is "Slow Dance." That's one of the first album. Slow Dance. Fuck pronounce it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if y'all know this other joint. It's called "Touch the Dream." That's one of my favorite R. Kelly. If I ain't heard that joint, it's like killing. Yeah.
Indeed. So, man, thank you for joining us, man. I appreciate you, brother. So y'all, let me see who up in here rocking with us today here in the chat. We got Daddy's Girl 1973 in the building. Hello, Boss Baby. What's good? J McBride. Hello. Flawless. What up, Flawless? How are you? Conchita. Hello. How are you? Kush. What's good? Twin. All right. Let me see. Daughter of the Most High. What's good? Lady D. Hello. How are you? Yeah, I know you got to binge watch these things, right? Isn't that crazy? Let me see. Who else? What's up, Fee? How you doing? Let me see. Andrea Wilkins. Hello. Let me see. Who else up in here? Let me see. Every parent needs to listen to this. It's a prime example of why you can't trust anyone with your children. Indeed, that's true. Angela Anderson. Hello. How are you? April Showers is in the building. There's my Yada Dada. What's up, Yada? How are you? Laura, what's going on? How you doing? Grace Arline, hello. How are you? Let me see who else. What's up, Shirley? How are you? Thank you for coming in. K-Love 92. Oh man, okay, you just popping in. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you. Tom Bella, what up? Cherie Harris, hello, how are you? Let me see. It says, I see yellow. Come home. Go home, Joy. Yes, go home, Joy. Go home. What's up, Truth Dynasty? How are you? Thank you for coming in. Tim ATL, what's good? How are you? Kelly Rogers, how you doing, Miss Rogers? How are you? Tell Faith we love her, we support her, and we pray that everything is going. I know she's doing good because she got y'all as parents. But God bless you, Miss Rogers. Thanks for coming in here. Let me see who else up in here. Dat Nurse 1980, what's good? Wifey, what it is? How are you? Okay, Joel Jackson, hello. I think I got everybody, y'all. A2L, what's going on? That Nurse 1980, hello. Doris McGill said that she is number 17 in likes. What number are you? Hit that like button. Robert Keller is in the building. What's up? That's my bro, y'all. That's my bro. That's the man that's the man behind the mirror right there.
It sure is.
Let me see here. Who else up in here? Love is fair. That's another one of my brothers. How are you? Okay, y'all. So Misunderstood. Hello. How are you? And let's see here. Vanessa. Hello. How are you? Okay, I think I got everybody, y'all. There we go. Actively going ham. What's good? Hey, chat from Houston. It was hot today. Okay, that's what's up. Hi, Amanda Lee. How are you? Thanks for coming in. First time seeing you. Thanks for coming in. Let me see. I think I got Bobby Mitchell. Hello, Greenville, South Carolina. In this place to be with a cup of tea beside me. Love the show. Thank you so much, Bobby Mitchell. Thanks for coming over. Faith Walker. What's up, Faith Walker? How are you? All right, y'all. I think everybody is KLG. Hello. Here via the Plainest Jane. Shout out to KLG. Shout out to my sister, the Plainest Jane, man. Shout out to her. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already. Thomas Reese, what's up? Rodney Williams, hello. What up, dude? This is my first live since I subscribed. Can't wait. I know it's going to be good. Indeed, Rodney Williams, thanks for coming over, brother. What's up, Veronica? Hello. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead. Lesmit one, can you join us on the panel, please? You know, I love man, you're so awesome. You could switch out. You got it going on. Shantae Lurie, am new. Just checking you out. And fell in love. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Shanta. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, great. All right, y'all. So if Lesmond can come up here, at least I have a couple of ladies. I don't know where Riri is at. Well, it's 9 o'clock. Okay, maybe they'll come in if they can. However, I think we got a nice little nucleus here. We got Tanya with the T. We got. Okay, let me pronounce your name right, brother. What is it? Give me a nickname. Ike Nice. Okay, I like that. Ike Nice. I got it. Okay, perfect. So y'all check. Okay, give you 5. Okay, thank you, Lesmond. So y'all, tonight we are going to be reading. We're going to be continuing from the cross-examination of Tracy, who is on the stand being cross-examined by Jennifer Bonjean. Okay, so let me go ahead and let me share my screen so we can all be on the same page. And as people come in, we are going to keep this thing rolling. I think we got everything on here. Yes, we do. Perfect. She said give her 5. Okay, so she'll come on in about 5. In the meantime, K-Love says, I'll be on when I get home around 10:15. I got you. Thank you, K-Love92. I appreciate it. So, Ike Nice, how long? You say you got an R&B group, and y'all been performing for how long?
It's been since 19.
19. Cool.
Yep.
Candy B99 said, "What up, Ike?"
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, man. So, do you do any acting or anything like that?
Yep.
Are you from the A?
Too. Yep, from Decatur. Where's Greater? County Road, the Flash Show.
Bro, that's what it is. I ain't too far from you, man. We in the same. Huh?
I live in Augusta, though.
That's what it is. Okay, cool.
Down here with Jane.
There you go. What? Where do y'all perform at? Tim ATL said, where y'all perform at?
We be on, like, right now we've been out with Keith Sweat. We've been done some shows with Fantasia in the past, but recently we've been out with Keith, and supposed to be doing a show in Macon too here soon with Raheem.
That's what it is, bro.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I'm glad you came over, man. It's gonna be awesome, bro. I love to have new voices. K-Love 92 then kind of spoiled the hell out of me because she just
Pauline and
yes, she murdered Pauline and murdered doggone Tracy. However, we gonna shout out Candler Road. I'm from the east side. That's what it is. I used to live on Candler Road. That's what's up. Oh, Jay McBride says she's from Augusta as well. That's what it is.
Come on, AUG.
There's my lesbian one. Hello.
Hello. How is everybody this evening?
We are great. How are you?
Hi.
I'm glad you're here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, y'all. So look, check this out. So if you don't mind playing Tracy on the stand,
okay,
and if you could be Bonjean, Tanya, I'll be the judge, and Bo Brindley, and if you would, Ike Nice, you can come in. You'll be Mr. What's his name, y'all? Mr. Judge. What's his name? Julian. Mr. Julian.
Oh, okay. The attorney, the defense attorney.
Yep.
Right?
Correct. Correct. Absolutely. All right. So we're gonna get this thing. West Coast Bells, if you want to jump on, you can too. Okay. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. We are starting at the top of page 2464. This is still the cross-examination of Jennifer Bonjean on Tracy. Okay, so we will start right here at number 2, Miss Bonjean.
Paragraph 4. In April of 2000, Tracy met the defendant, Mr. Kelly, right?
No, I did not meet him in April of 2000, but yes, that is what the paperwork says.
And let's look at paragraph 5. There are some more details here. In this amended complaint, it alleges that in or around May of 2000, you and Mr. Kelly, you allege that you had this indecent sexual relationship, which continued on several occasions up until and including March of 2001, right?
That's what the paperwork says.
And according to you, your attorney just made that up, right? Or got it wrong, right?
It is not the truth what the paperwork says.
Uh-huh. And you allege here that there were instances of sexual encounters in the Chicago Tracks recording studio, right?
I'm sorry. Can you rephrase that question?
These were instances in Chicago Tracks recording studio, right?
Instances or I'm sorry?
It says encounters. Sorry. Sexual encounters took place in Chicago Tracks studio, right?
Yes, I had sex with Rob at Chicago Tracks studio.
Right. Your attorney got that part right, right?
Yes, I had sex with him at Chicago Tracks.
Okay. And then it says other instances occurred at the Peabody Hotel in Orlando, Florida during the period of January 27th to January 29th of 2001. Did you see that?
Yes, I do see it right here.
Okay. So she didn't just make up that date, right?
No. I mean, I assume that was the date.
Why do you assume that was the date when she got the other dates wrong, according to you?
It's right there. I mean, I don't remember the date.
Right. It's also right there that you met him in April of 2000. But that date you're quarreling with, but you think this date was accurate, right?
I know when I lost my virginity, and it definitely wasn't in 2000.
Okay. Well, that's your business. I don't know anything about that, but I know you swore under oath that you met Mr. Kelly in April of 2000. When you lost your virginity is not my business.
No, ma'am. I did not swear.
Okay. And it also then says, now it does say the Westin Hotel, right? It shows up here, correct?
Yes, but with no date.
No. It says at the very beginning of that paragraph that your relationship was from May of 2000 to March of 2001. Do you see that?
But that's not when it was. But it doesn't say the Westin Hotel at that date. It just says, and also at the Westin Hotel with no date.
Okay. But the first paragraph reads,
But you just said it did.
All right. And at no point, I know you call yourself a minor here, but at no point did you ever allege that you were under the age of 17. Isn't that right? Even in this amended complaint?
I'm sorry, but that isn't correct. I have always told the truth and said how old I was.
Okay. Look at the complaint. Let's start at the beginning. Let's figure out where at any point you state, even in your amended complaint, that you were under the age of 17. Okay?
We have looked at this, and I told you that I know what I told my attorneys, and I told them the truth, and it was not in 2000.
Let's go to paragraph 9. Let's just go to paragraph 9. We will keep going.
Okay.
Paragraph 9. You allege that Mr. Kelly exploited your vulnerability and trust to seduce you into a relationship, which began in or around May of 2000 and lasted up until including March of 2001. That's what it says right there, right?
That's what the paperwork says.
And you are saying that the timeline is inaccurate, that your attorney got it wrong, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And she got it wrong both in the original complaint and in the amended complaint. Is that your testimony?
What's right there is untrue.
Okay.
Are you going into a new area, or you still?
Let me see, Judge. I might be done with this.
You can keep going.
I might be going. Give me 1 second, Judge. I'm sorry. Give me a minute. And just to be clear, when you filed this amended complaint, did you think being under the age of 18 made you a minor for legal purposes, putting aside everything else?
Can you clarify the question? I'm so sorry.
My question is, when you filed your amended complaint, was it your belief that under Illinois law that you were a minor for the purposes of the law if you were under the age of 18 or under the age of 17?
I wasn't even aware of an amended complaint until you just told me. But under the age of 18, I know is a minor. Yes.
What's that?
I said I wasn't aware. I'm sorry. I wasn't aware of the amended complaint until you just told me. And then, in reference to you asking me, is someone under the age of 18 a minor? Yes, someone under the age of 18 is a minor, I would assume.
Okay. Well, let's look at your complaint, which actually alleges the allegations. At page, if we could look at the third page, paragraph 12, just don't pull it up yet. Go down to, you know what? That's all right. We are going to go on to a different area now. Judge, if you wanted to take a break.
Okay. We will take a 15-minute recess. All rise. Thanks, Fran. Hold on. Somebody else came in. Let me see. There's my Riri.
There's Riri.
Hi, Riri.
Hi, Riri.
Mute, Riri. You're muted.
Hey, can you hear me?
We hear you now.
Hi, Riri.
Yes.
Hi.
I
How
can't
are
hear
you?
you.
You can't hear us? You go out.
She's going to go out and come back in.
We're going to go out and come back in. Okay. All right. So the court reporter says you're welcome, Judge, blah, blah. A brief recess is taken at 3:28 p.m. Change of court reporters. All right. And then we come back in with the judge. Please be seated. Miss Bonjean, you may continue your exam.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. Judge, I don't believe I moved into evidence defendant Kelly's the complaint. I didn't, right?
I don't know. Any objections? I think we did. But any objection? If you could do Miss Palozzo, Riri, please.
No.
It's admitted Defendant Kelly's exhibit received in evidence.
Now, just to be perfectly clear, when you brought this lawsuit against Mr. Kelly, you, in the first amended complaint, you called yourself a minor. Do you remember that in the complaint? Let me know if you need me to look at it. Need to look at it.
Thank you. I was a minor.
Right. But you are defining minor as under the age of 18, right?
I was 16 at the time I met Rob.
Right. But what I'm saying is you are saying that anything under the age, you didn't say you were 16 in any of your complaints though, ma'am, did you?
Yes, I did, but the paperwork that you showed me did not reflect what the truth was.
Okay. But I am not asking you about what your version of the truth is. I'm asking you what the complaint showed. The complaint is the paperwork. Do you understand that?
That's why I just told you that the truth.
I am not asking about the truth. I'm asking about the paperwork. Do you want me to? Oh,
Do you want me to lie or do you want me to tell the truth?
girl, please. I'm not asking you anything about other than what the complaint shows.
The paperwork was incorrect.
Right. And the paperwork never said you were over the age, or strike that. You were under the age of 17, right?
From the paperwork, no, it did not.
Hold on. Hold the hell on. Hold the hell on. Did Bonjean say girl, please?
She sure did. Did I do it good?
Did.
I am.
I hope I did it justice.
Oh my God, you did. That was perfect. Unfreaking
I was
believable.
like cracking up when I was reading. Oh my God.
That lady.
She is too much.
She giving it back to her though. Like, do you want me to lie to you or tell the truth? Just like, which
Right.
one do you want?
Man.
I can't believe the government didn't object to that.
No, they
Seriously,
didn't.
though. Okay, I'm sorry. I just had to make sure that I wasn't the only one that saw that.
No.
All right, where we at, Tanya? I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine. Go down. Go back up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. I think and the paperwork never said you were over the age, or strike that, you were under the age of 17, right?
Right.
Hold on.
Wait,
Somebody got some noise in the background. I'm gonna mute it. Everybody, if you're not reading, let's mute. Okay, go ahead.
From the paperwork, no, it did not.
Okay, and that's fine. Okay. I want you also now to look at Defendant Kelly's exhibit. We are going to call it 120, 126. Do you recall that you, as the plaintiff in the case, you were permitted to issue questions to Mr. Kelly, or your attorneys were, so that he would have to answer those questions under oath, right?
Was the way it worked.
Can you say that again? That was muffled. I couldn't hear it.
I assume so, if that was the way it worked.
Well, the interrogatories, you remember you answered interrogatories, and he also had to answer interrogatories, right?
I guess so.
Okay. And the information that was asked of him, questions that were asked of him, was information that you provided to your attorney, right?
I'm sorry, but I don't know what was asked of him. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. How old are you?
Miss Judge.
Riri, can you read Miss Judge?
I was just about to.
Okay.
Can I ask you to keep your voice up? I can't. I'm having trouble hearing you.
Sorry.
Ma'am, how old are you today?
I'm 40.
Okay. Let's go to show her the limited interrogatories. Do you see the limited interrogatories to Defendant Robert Kelly in connection with your lawsuit?
Yes, I see them.
Okay. And do you see that there are questions that were posed to him, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I want you to go to question 5, if I could. And one of the questions that you, through your counsel, asked Mr. Kelly was, state the name and address of anyone having sexual intercourse or sexual contact with Tracy. Excuse me, sorry. We can move to strike that. Tracy, including yourself, at the following dates and locations. Do you see that?
Yes, I see that.
And then you list Westin Hotel, May 6th, 2000, right?
I did not list that. But yes, I see it reflected on the screen.
Were there records that were obtained from the Westin Hotel that shows this May 6th, 2000 date?
I have no clue.
Okay. So you're saying your attorney made that date up also.
Do you have records to show me that say that date? Because I just told you I'm unsure.
My question is, how would your attorney know that the Westin Hotel incident happened on May 6th, 2000 if you didn't tell her that?
Like I said, the dates are not right, and I'm not sure where they got them from. And we went to the Westin Hotel more than once, so
Okay. But you didn't provide any other dates. The date you provided that was propounded to Mr. Kelly was the Westin Hotel on May 6th of 2000, right?
I'm unsure of what they provided. I'm just sure of what you're showing me on the paperwork.
And how old were you in May 6th of 2000?
I would be 17.
Right. And then in the interrogatories to Mr. Kelly, he was also asked to state anyone having sexual intercourse or sexual contact with Tracy at the following dates and locations. And then it says Chicago Track Studio. And how many dates are listed there?
Like 12?
Okay, 11 or 12, right?
Yes.
And they're all dates in 2000, right?
Yes. Yes.
Not a single date here identified by you or your counsel from 1999. Isn't that right?
Didn't you just say Rob answered these questions?
Yeah, they were proposed to him by you.
No, they weren't proposed to him by me.
Well, your counsel, right? Your attorney?
I guess so.
Okay. And your attorney didn't just make up dates. She got information from you in order to ask Mr. Kelly whether or not he would admit to these things, right?
I'm unsure of how everything went.
Point is your attorney on your behalf? You understood she was representing you, right?
Yes.
She wasn't representing herself. She was representing you as her client, correct?
Yes.
And she was trying to get an outcome for you. She was trying to get money for you, right?
That's what I believed at the time. Yes.
Right. And I'm sure she was trying to get money for herself as a fee, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe so.
Right. And on your behalf, she asked Mr. Kelly to answer questions about your sexual encounters together. And she didn't ask him about any date in 1999, did she?
From the paperwork you're showing to me, no, it doesn't reflect so.
And you did settle that case, right?
Yes.
It was right around the time that Mr. Kelly was indicted, correct?
I'm unsure.
And according to you, you also spoke to Cook County State's attorneys around that time, right?
Can you please give me a time frame? Because I just told you I was unsure. I'm sorry.
Did you settle your case before or after you talked to the Cook County State attorneys?
I think it was settled. I think we were just waiting on another check.
All right. And you ended up suing your attorney because she had concerns about your violation of a confidentiality agreement, which often accompanies settlement agreements, right?
No, I never sued Susan Loggins.
You didn't sue her?
No,
Did you get that second check?
I did not sue her.
Okay, you didn't sue her. Did you get the second check?
Yes.
Okay. And you filed a complaint against her, right?
Yes, I reported that she changed the dates and that it was untrue.
And what did the AADC say about your complaint?
They said that they would look into it, and nothing was ever done.
Right. Were you able to provide any evidence that she just changed the dates on your complaint to the ARDC?
No one asked me for evidence.
And I now want to ask you about, so in 2019, you respond to this tip line. We talked about that a little earlier, right?
Yes.
And you never mentioned in 2019 is when the first time you say you actually now say you're 16 years old, right?
No.
All right. And I'm sorry. Remind me who you told that to before 2019. I'm talking about law enforcement or a prosecutor's office.
Can you? So, are you asking me just for clarification? Did I tell anyone before that I was 16 when Rob started having sex with me? And yes, I did.
I'm talking about law enforcement or prosecutors.
Yes, I told my attorneys, but no, I did not tell law enforcement before that time.
Okay. And when you say you told your attorneys, you're talking about Susan Loggins.
Yes.
And this is the same attorney who, despite, according to you, having this information, made you older in the complaint.
Yes, correct.
Pled that you were older in the complaint, right? Okay. And you don't know why she would do that, right?
I'm sorry. I'm not her. I don't know.
Now, in April of 2019, by the way, you had a couple of interviews with the Cook County State's Attorney's Office in early 2019, right?
Yes, I think so.
And again, just to be clear, you never told them any details about the incident at the Chicago tracks when you were 16 and Mr. Kelly tried to get you to touch his penis and he was pleasuring himself. That whole account, you didn't tell them about that though, right?
You are incorrect.
So you told them about that incident in 2019?
Yes, I did tell them.
All right, let's look at that report, if we could. Who was present for that interview when you told them this allegedly?
I'm sorry?
Who was present when you supposedly told them this?
Law enforcement.
Do you remember any names?
I told Detective Kinsella.
I'm sorry, you told who? What's the name?
I'm sorry, I can speak slower for you. Detective Kinsella.
Okay.
That's killing me. I'm sorry.
Anybody else?
Yeah, it was just whoever was present in the room, whichever law enforcement was present. They asked me questions, I told them the truth.
Okay. And were there any Cook County State's attorneys present?
Yes, at sometimes they were, yes.
Okay. I'm going to have you look at a report that was drafted or dated on January 24th, 2019, okay?
Okay.
Do you see that your first interview was by telephone, it looks like, right?
No, it wasn't an interview. They just asked me a few questions. It wasn't an interview.
Well, do you see the report that was generated? Are you saying this wasn't an interview here?
Well, there are 2 days listed. Can I know specifically which day you're
Okay.
referring to?
I'm asking you to look at this report. Do you see that it reflects that law enforcement or looks like reporting investigator Ryan and Sergeant Jack Dedore? Do those names ring a bell?
Ryan does.
Okay.
I'm sorry, this one does.
And they spoke to you by telephone on January 24th of 2019, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you told them about having sex at Chicago Tracks and at the Westin Hotel, but you didn't mention anything about being forced to touch his penis or anything like that, right?
I told them about it.
They just didn't put it in. They didn't put that information in this report. Is that what you're saying?
I don't see it reflected, but it says when I was 16 years old, like I told you.
Yeah, in 2019, we know you are saying you were 16 in 2019. We have established that.
Not in 2019. I did not say that I was 16 in the year of 2019. You mean in 1999? Like, are you trying to? I don't know. I don't know if you're trying to confuse me, but you just said that I said that, so.
In 2019, you did tell them you were 16, but that was the first time
Yes.
you told them that you were 16.
No, that was not.
Right, I know.
It was just the way you stated it. It can be confusing.
Okay. We know you supposedly told the Cook County State's Attorney's Office back in the early 2000s, and they decided not to do anything with that information, right? We got that part. But what I'm saying is you never told the investigating detectives in 2019 about any incident where Mr. Kelly tried to forcefully get you to touch his penis, did you?
You were incorrect.
Okay. And what you're saying is that even it's not in the report, but they just didn't include it in the report. Is that right?
I'm saying that I did tell them.
Okay. And you don't see it in the report that they prepared, do you?
It keeps going on and off the screen.
Yeah, I don't know what's the deal with that, but
I'm sorry. I just want to read it. No, I don't see it here.
okay. And to the next page. According to this report, you even admitted to them that you had never reported your underage relationship with Kelly, right?
No. At the top of that, it said, sorry, it just went out again. It says that first sentence that you cut off where it says, name John Carnesis, which,
Uh-huh.
sorry, it keeps going in and out.
Yeah, I'm not in control of that, so I do apologize.
Oh, no worries. It's not your fault. That was when like I said, I told the state's attorneys back before.
Yeah, it doesn't say you told the state's attorneys anything about your sexual relationship with Mr. Kelly.
Yeah, that's what sorry. Yes, that's what it says.
Okay. In the next sentence, in the second paragraph, it actually goes to say that you actually denied ever reporting a underage sexual relationship with Kelly.
Your Honor, I'm going to object because we've already been over this precise issue earlier.
I think, yeah, you've been on this several times before. So let's move it along.
Sure. Now, you would agree, though, right, that what it says, you denied ever reporting your sexual relationship with Kelly, underage sexual relationship.
It says that, as well as something else that I don't even know who this person is.
Ma'am, did the detective report in his report that you denied reporting that you had an underage sexual relationship with Mr. Kelly up until then?
That's what it says.
Okay.
In the paperwork reflected, yes.
Now, let's go to another report. You were interviewed again via telephone on February 22nd of 2019. We don't have to go to that one. Let's go to the next one. April 1st, 2019. Let's talk about that one. Okay, on April 1st of 2019, you were asked to look at some photographs that were depicted sexual acts of a woman with Mr. Kelly, right?
All right, let me just
Correct.
take a little pause real quick. Thank you so much, Lesman One. Let me do a switch. Let's go ahead and get let's go ahead and get Riri on the stand. And Lesmond, if you will play Miss Pozzolo, and Miss Judge, Riri, if you will play Tracy, please.
Okay, Miss Cohen's coming up too. She wants to play that.
Oh, Miss Conley, yes. Either and is that okay, Lesmond?
Sure.
Thank you.
We're on 14?
Uh,
It was
Or you want to
9.
ask a question?
yeah. Okay. And you were asked to look at some still shots. And initially, I think you indicated you couldn't make any identification, right?
Yeah, what line are we on?
14.
Correct.
But then again on April 2nd, April 2nd of 2019, you viewed those photographs and viewed also some video, right?
I don't see that date on the screen right now.
Did you go to the next one?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you see the April 2nd, 2019 at 11:08 a.m.?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I'm sorry. Hey, Shay.
Hey, Shay.
Hi,
Hey, how
Shay.
is going?
Hey, Shay,
Hey,
if you could jump in and help Lesmond with if you could play Miss Judge whenever she comes in, and Lesmond, if you could be Miss Cohen and Miss Pozzolo, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
okay.
And you were shown some additional photographs and you identified yourself as one of the individuals in the photograph, right?
Correct.
And you were not, in fact, one of the individuals in the photograph, were you?
You are right. I was mistaken.
You were mistaken about yourself, correct?
Yes, you are correct. I was mistaken. I thought that it was me from a piece of jewelry that, was similar to something that I owned at the time.
You actually gave some detail about how, oh yeah, that's your bracelet, right?
I said that that could possibly be.
Right.
You are correct.
You didn't say possibly. You actually signed the photograph and said that it was you. Shall we look at the photograph you signed and initialed?
No, we don't need to look at the photograph. I just answered your question. So unless you want me to look at it,
No, I want you to admit you actually.
I did make a mistake. You are 100% correct.
Okay. Now, you also, I want to ask you some questions about, well, you had another interview actually with the state's attorneys on April 4th of 2019, right?
Yes.
Okay. And again, I just want to go through this real quick. You never mentioned anything about this incident, April 4th of 2019. You never mentioned anything about being sort of forced into trying to touch Mr. Kelly's penis in some area of the Chicago track studio, right?
That's not true.
So you're saying you did mention it?
I definitely mentioned it.
Okay. And you actually didn't mention this story you told about the Westin Hotel, and he yelled at you because you were not naked under the robe, and he had you walk back and forth like on a runway. That story about the incident at the Westin Hotel, you never reported that to the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, even in 2019, did you?
You are incorrect.
Okay. And are you saying you also told the Cook County State's Attorneys that you went to the bathroom after he pushed your head down for oral sex and that he said to you, you better not spit it out? Did you tell them that too?
Yes. I told them the truth about what happened.
So according to you, you told the Cook County State's Attorney's Office all of that information. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you know why they wouldn't have reported any of that in their reports?
I'm not sure because I'm not them.
All right. So let's talk about once you finally start talking to the federal government here, okay?
Okay.
Do you remember giving sworn grand jury testimony in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I'm going to have you look at that first page and have her identify that, please. Do you see this document in front of you? Do you remember giving grand jury testimony on April 24th of 2019?
Yes.
And during your grand jury testimony, did you ever tell the grand jury anything about this incident? And first, let's talk about the incident at Chicago Tracks, where you claim that Mr. Kelly kept trying to get you to touch his penis and that he was pleasuring himself and then he ejaculated, etc. Did you give that testimony before the grand jury?
I don't remember what they asked me.
Shay. Oh, who's doing Miss Pizzola?
Yeah, Shay.
Shay.
You on
Oh,
mute,
you said I
Shay?
was misjudged, but okay.
Oh,
Okay,
right.
okay, okay. Yo, Lesbian one.
Your Honor, can we have a brief sidebar, please?
All right, so they went to a sidebar.
Ooh.
That was brief.
All right, we're going to proceed. Proceed.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, Your Honor. Okay, so you did give grand jury testimony, but I think you just said, like, you don't know if you were asked certain questions, right?
Correct.
Okay, so let's put that aside and talk about what you did. You did talk to federal agents on February 17th of 2019. Isn't that right?
I guess so.
Uh-huh. And this was before your grand jury testimony, right?
Yes.
Okay. And on April 17th of 2019, you did talk about this sexual experience you had, according to you, at the Chicago Tracks studio, right? You don't have to have it up for her yet.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
You remember talking about this first encounter, I guess, if you want to call it, at the Chicago Tracks studio, right?
Yes, I told the truth about what happened.
Okay, so great. And you told them that Mr. Kelly was wearing jogging pants, and at some point he pulled them down. He exposed his penis, and he was groaning and masturbating. And that Kelly asked her to remove her pants and shirt, but she told him no. He also asked if she ever had sexual intercourse before, which she also told him no. She recalled that Kelly tried to force her head toward his penis, but that during this encounter, he also pulled down the front tube top she was wearing and exposed her breasts. Is that right?
That is correct.
And Tracy said, oh, strike that. I'm so sorry. That Kelly continued to masturbate and ended when he ejaculated. Is that right?
Correct.
And let me get this straight. At no point did you say to him that you didn't tell him at that point that he tried to force you to touch his penis. Now this was he tried to force you, your head down. Is that right?
I said both.
Okay. And if that was not included in this report, that would also be an error on the part of the federal agents. Is that right?
I would guess so because I told them. Told them.
Now, you also mentioned, did you not? Well, let me just ask you. You claim that Mr. Kelly's wife also made a sexual advance towards you. Is that right?
Correct.
And when did that happen?
One time when we were at Chicago Tracks,
Oh, she was there at Chicago Tracks
I just told you that we were at Chicago Tracks.
and she made a sexual advance towards you.
She made a comment
Okay. And what was the comment that she made? That oh,
that I had a big ass.
uh-huh. And is that something that you ever told anybody?
Apparently, because you asking me about it.
No, I don't see it here. I'm just wondering if you ever told anybody about it.
Yes.
Did you tell any law enforcement about this fact previously?
Yes, I did.
Did you tell the federal agents about that?
Yes, I did.
And again, if they didn't report that, that would just be an omission on their part.
I would guess so.
And actually, it wasn't until later in 2019 when the federal government had you look at this video that you finally admitted it wasn't you, right?
You are incorrect. I didn't admit. I said that I was mistaken. I was able to see more footage and be able to see clearly.
Okay. You talked about going to this event with your friend at which it was Black Women's Expo. Does that sound right?
Possibly.
Okay. And you claim it was in 1999. Is that right? That you went?
That's correct.
But you know Mr. Kelly wasn't there in 1999, right?
Like I said, I know when I met him, and I know
Let's look at the.
you just said it was the Black Women's Expo. I said it was an event.
Okay. Well, are you saying it wasn't the Black Women's Expo?
I'm just saying that it was an event. It could have possibly been.
Your friend has previously testified or given sworn statements that it was the Black Women's Expo, right?
Wasn't privy to her testimony. So how can I answer that question?
Well, let's pull up her friend's affidavit first, see if it refreshes her recollection. Kelly Witherspoon. Weatherspoon.
I just want to object
Is that your friend?
because this is reading hearsay into the record.
I'm not going to read it in. I'm not going to read it in.
I'm objecting to the question. That's asking for a hearsay response.
I'm not. I'm going to ask if it refreshes her recollection.
About what she heard from her friend?
Judge, let me ask my questions and then she can object.
Okay. Ask the question and then.
And we're going to hear from Miss Weatherspoon. So, Miss Weatherspoon's one of your friends, right?
She was previously.
Huh?
She was in the past. Yes.
Is she still your friend?
No,
Why not?
because we're not.
Oh, all right. And she is the person that you went with to this event with when you told the story about getting the autograph from Mr. Kelly, right?
Yes, she went to the event with me, correct.
Okay. And you say now that you don't remember what the event was. Is that right?
I'm saying that it was an event.
Okay. Does her affidavit refresh your recollection about what that event was, what it was called?
It says on here the Chicago Black Women's Expo.
Does that refresh your recollection that it was the Black Women's Expo?
It could have been.
Okay, and you can take that down. And now I want to show you a report from May 7th of 2019. Mr. Kelly wasn't at the Black Women's Expo in 1999, was he?
Look, he was at the event that I was at in 1999. Whether it was the Black Women's Expo or not, he was there.
In fact,
And I was there.
he was at the Black Women's Expo in 2000. Do you see if that refreshes your recollection? Pull out that middle.
Your Honor, she hasn't answered the question about whether she knows he was there in 2000. So I object to refreshing without knowing what her knowledge is.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead. You can wait.
Well, go ahead. You can refresh your recollection.
Okay. I would like you to read that paragraph.
Would you like me to read it to myself or out loud?
Yes, please.
Thank you. I read it.
Okay. How does this refresh your recollection about Mr. Kelly being at the Black Women's Expo at a promotional meet and greet, signing autographs in 2000, in April of 2000?
That's what it says right there.
And you are saying that that's not when you met him.
No, that is not the event that I met him at then, because it was not in 2000. It was in 1999.
And yet the complaint you filed also said you met him in April of 2000, right?
That's what the paperwork reflects. And as I was told, and as I told you, that was untrue.
Okay. Almost done, Your Honor. Now, have you gotten some help from the government? Financial assistance from the government?
I fear for my safety, so yes, I was moved.
You received housing assistance. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did the federal government secure your housing situation?
Was I moved?
Yeah. Did they pay for
Because of my safety, yes, I was moved.
did they pay for it?
Yes, I was moved because I feared for my safety, yes.
Okay. And you also expect to get restitution in this case, right?
What do you mean?
You expect to get money at the end of this case, right?
You mean that I would be, do I think that I would be awarded restitution?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
But it's something you're asking for, right?
I haven't even thought that far. I'm just telling the truth.
And did you maintain a relationship with Mr. Kelly after 2001?
We saw each other from time to time, yes.
And for years, right? Couple years?
I just said that we saw each other from time to time.
Right. And this is after you made $250,000 off of this agreement, right?
I'm sorry, you said after I made?
Yeah, after you.
Are you referring to after the lawsuit
Yeah,
settlement?
yeah, after the lawsuit.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And you continue to reach out to him, right?
Are you saying, did I see him? Yeah, he forced himself on me in the nightclub
Okay, so you,
and pulled down my dress in front of people. Yes.
okay, now,
And you just asked me to tell you when. So
no, I'm really interested in this new business. Who have you told that he assaulted you in a nightclub after all this?
I told the Chicago detectives as well as the federal government.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That he tried to pull down your dress?
He pulled it down and he looked inside of my dress. Yes, ma'am.
And you told the federal government this?
Yes.
Okay. When did you tell them that?
I don't know when I told them, but I did tell them.
Uh-huh. And did you make a report to the police also? It sounds like, right?
His security were off duty Chicago police. They told me that he just wanted to talk to me.
My question is, did you make a report with the police when you claimed that the man that you previously sued for assaulted you again in a nightclub?
No, because they were present and they didn't do a doggone thing.
The Chicago police were present and they didn't do anything.
They were off duty police officers that was his security. And no, nothing was ever done.
Did you call 911?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Okay, and hold on one second, Your Honor. When did you tell the federal agents about this?
I don't know the date, but I definitely told them.
You told them about seeing him in the club. Did you tell them about the assault that you say took place?
I told them what I just told you.
Okay. And it's your testimony that you tried to report it to his security. Is that right?
I just said that. I did not say that. No,
Okay.
excuse me. You just said that. I did not say that.
Okay.
I said that they observed, they saw it. No one did anything.
Okay. Well, that's his security. But you could have, you also said Chicago police. I thought you said that.
He had off-duty Chicago police officers
How do you know
as his secure
they were off duty?
because I know that they were Chicago police officers.
How did you know that his security detail were off duty Chicago police officers?
Because when my friend was saying if they didn't let her over by me, she was gonna call the police. And one of the gentlemen referred to himself as he was the police. So that's how I knew.
Okay. And you realize that if he's working for Mr. Kelly, probably not going to be of much help to you. So why didn't you call 911?
Well, at that time, his hands was down my dress, so there was really no way for me to call. So I don't know. I just didn't call.
You also didn't tell the Cook County State's attorneys in 2019 about this incident, did you?
Yes, I did. I just told you that I did.
Okay, you told everybody in law enforcement about this incident. Is that your testimony?
Yes, ma'am.
What year was this that you had this incident with him?
My gosh, this was the same. Like within a few days after the state's attorney had met with me and the attorney that was helping me out, John Carnelis or Carnesis.
Okay, so did you call up the state's attorneys that you made an interview with and said, "You're not going to believe this. I was just in a club last night and I was assaulted by R. Kelly." Did you do that?
No, ma'am.
You even had a Cook County State's attorney's number to call, and you didn't call him up and say this happened to you?
They have their number to call. I don't even think that I didn't even think of that at that time. And no, I didn't.
But you also had multiple interviews with them and you didn't tell them, right?
I'm sorry. What interviews are you referring to? Back then or to the present day?
You didn't contact them, the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, who was investigating the case at the time in 2019, and say, "Guess what? Guess who just assaulted me the other night in the club?" You didn't do that, right?
This happened after the lawsuit was settled. And yes, in 2019, and I did tell them.
Okay. You're saying you did tell the Cook County State's attorneys that, right?
Yes.
I'm not going to go back through any of the reports. Did you see any mention of that in any of the reports I showed you? Anything about that?
No,
No mention that you claim that he assaulted you in the club, right?
not in 2019. You're trying to get my dates mixed up, and I'm
No, I'm not.
very, very clear. I told you when I met with John Carne, Carn, Carn, Carnelius back when they were trying to show me the video. You look confused. Do you need me to help and help? Oh, excuse me. Let me start over. Very, very clear. I told you when I met with John Carnesis back when they were trying to show me the video. You look confused. Do you need me to help you clarify a little bit more?
Yeah, I would like to know when.
Okay.
Did you tell?
So I just told you if you listen, back when I met the state's attorney with just let me finish.
How about a date?
Maybe then you can hear me.
How about a date? Give me a date. Don't say back when, because according to you, you've met with them more times than I can count. How about giving me a date?
No, according to you. So you don't have to be mean. You don't have to be mean to me. I'm very polite to you. Back.
I'm not being mean. I'm just asking you hard questions. That's it. Okay. So when
No, it's okay.
did you?
But just be respectful like I'm being to you, please.
Okay. I'm trying to. I'm very much trying to.
Okay, well, try a little harder. But it was,
I like to see the real you. It's cute.
thank you. But it was back when, right, when we were settling, when I was waiting for the second check. Like I said, with John Canisius, when the state attorneys came within a day or two after, and when the incident at the nightclub happened.
Okay. So that's 2002 you're talking about.
Correct. And that's why I was clarifying because you were getting confused. And I wanted to make sure that you had the truth and that you were not confused. So thank you for letting me clarify for you.
Okay. But this all started because I asked you about staying in contact after the lawsuit. Do you remember that? That's how this all got kicked off.
I
So did you have contact with Mr. Kelly?
and I answered that with telling you about the incident and other times. So I did answer your question, but you were getting confused. So I just wanted to help clarify it for you.
Okay. So you had, even after this second assault, according to you, you still had contact with him, right?
There were still times that we were in each other's presence. Correct.
In fact, you had contact with him in 2004, right?
I'm not sure.
You claimed you were date raped by somebody. Remember that?
Objection, Your Honor. Rule 412.
I'm not going to get into it, but this is contact with Mr. Kelly.
Objection.
Your Honor, this subject.
Objection sustained.
Do you remember contacting him in 2004 about a crime?
No,
Do you remember having your mother talk to him on the phone?
I do. I do remember that being, but not in 2004.
When do you think that happened?
Well, I want to say that I was 17 because I got in trouble for going out on a date, and Rob made me reenact the rape. Rob made me reenact the rape to him to make up to him for cheating on him. And he made me show him what happened over and over again that weekend.
Wow.
Mm-mm. Okay. Did you tell anybody else this story that he made you?
I did tell anyone this. Did I tell anyone the story? Because it wasn't a story.
Okay. Did you tell?
Your Honor, I would like to object to getting into this topic.
She just.
Your Honor,
What?
No.
I'd like to object to getting into this topic under Rule 412.
She just offered.
I just ruled on that, but it's my understanding that she just made the comment.
Yes.
I've asked the witness not to go into that under the court's ruling.
Okay. Both sides. Stay away from that.
Okay, but she just made an accusation that I'm going to ask about, but I won't get into the details. You claimed that my client made you reenact a
Your
sexual.
Honor, I'm going
No,
to object to this line of questioning.
Wait.
She made an allegation.
This is clearly in violation
Wait a minute.
of Rule 12.
No, this was opened. This has opened the door.
Let's have a sidebar.
Wow, he wanted a sidebar.
Wow, yeah.
Right after all of the times he
Holy
didn't
crap.
want one.
It
Okay.
took him. It took him 2,509 pages to get to the part to say he wanted a sidebar.
They want the judge up on that one.
Okay. I want to object to badgering the witness. Oh my goodness.
All right. Go ahead.
Ma'am,
Yes.
this incident that you claim, and I don't want to get into the details of it that involves another person. You had a conversation with Mr. Kelly about it in 2004, right?
No.
Did you tell anybody about what you just alleged here for the first time?
Yes.
Who did you tell?
I told law enforcement
This incident that you claim that Mr. Kelly had you reenact, when did that incident happen?
after I was assaulted.
Okay, by somebody, right? Else? Just tell me when did that occur?
When I was 17.
I'm sorry?
When I was 17.
So was it before or after you were seeing Mr. Kelly?
During.
Okay. Have you ever told anybody that happened while you were seeing Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
You told the federal government that?
Yes.
Okay. And isn't it true that you heard a recording of yourself with Mr. Kelly in 2004 with your mom on the phone?
Yes.
That recording took place in 2004.
No, it didn't. And I'm not sure when he recorded it because he recorded it without my permission.
Okay. That recording took place in February 26th of 2004, right?
No,
And in that recording, if I'm not mistaken, in that conversation that you had, you actually are telling him and your mom he's encouraging you to go to the police on this, right?
no. He told me to tell my mom. And
All right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
part of that recording wasn't our full conversation.
All right, let's
Okay.
pause right there. We got K-Love 92 back in. K-Love, if you can get on the stand for me.
We deep.
Um,
Hello, everybody.
what's up,
Hello.
Hey,
K-Love? How are you?
Good.
we deep
Man,
up in this place
we
tonight. We
we
got all kind
super
of folks.
we super
Super
deep.
D.
Super deep.
Okay.
King Johan in the building.
What's up,
Hey.
King Johan?
What's happening? What's happening? My bad on that, y'all.
All right, I'm trying to get to the page.
Okay.
Wait for this.
Y'all let her know what page it is. So I
Protocol
see
12.
some activity in the chat. So as long as people are respectful, they can voice their opinions. I see my brother Rodney Williams. Everybody's be respectful. Everybody be respectful. Have a very educational and informative conversations, please. No blocking, no timing out unless people are, talking bad about, bashing the victims of things like that, please. Thank you. All right, let me know when you're ready, Kayla.
Or bashing one another.
One another,
What line are we on?
we're online. Let's go ahead and start with if you could read 19 again, Bonjean, please.
Oops, I went on mute. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. And in that recording, if I'm not mistaken, in that conversation that you had, you were actually telling him your mom he's encouraging you to go to the police on this, right?
No, he told me to tell my mom, and part of that recording wasn't our full conversation.
Okay. And I'm really more interested, without getting into the details though, I'm interested in your saying this recording took place in 19. What?
Like I just told you, I was 17, and I don't know when it took place because he recorded it without my knowledge. So I don't know when he's telling you it took place.
It's not a matter of,
But I know what happened to me.
okay, I understand. Can you pull up the timestamp on it? Let's see if that reminds her. And,
Are we waiting for your timestamp?
well, let me ask you this. Does the date of February 26th, 2004, does that sound right?
No.
Okay. And it's your testimony that you told the Cook County State's attorneys in 2019 that he had you relive this assault from somebody else.
I told the federal government.
Did you tell the Cook County State's attorneys that too?
I didn't want to talk about it.
Okay. So that's a no. You didn't tell them about that?
I told them about it, but no, I didn't tell them that part, I don't think. I did not want to talk about it. It was very traumatic.
Okay. And in August of 2002, you had a disagreement with your attorney about the rest of your funds that you were supposed to get in accordance of this settlement agreement, right?
Correct.
And that was because you were threatening to go to the newspapers, right?
No, I wanted to have proof that the police didn't want to know what was going on. And also, they were threatening me, telling me that if I identified myself in any tapes, I would go to jail with Rob if I identified Jane, because they said that could be in trouble because she was younger than me.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? What did the police say to you?
I didn't say the police.
Okay. Who are you talking about? Who said that?
My attorneys. You were referring to my attorneys.
Okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
And I was answering your question because you asked me what the disagreement was, and I was telling you. So I was answering your question.
Gotcha. So you're saying your attorney threatened you that?
Her and Rob's business
Okay.
manager.
Objection.
Objection, Judge, to as to anybody else's hearsay statements.
Right. So you're saying, I'm going to show you a letter, okay? Real quick.
Okay.
Isn't it true that you...
May I see the letter? Because I want to answer your question.
Yeah, give me a second. Give us a second. We can only...
All right?
Move so fast. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Move so fast. That you were threatening to make disclosures to the newspapers, and that would have been in violation of an agreement, right? Of a settlement agreement, correct?
Of the non-disclosure order?
Yeah.
Order?
I was not... Oh, that's you.
I was not threatening to go to the media. I was threatening to go to...
But you...
the police.
You said you did go to the police, though. You said you did do that, right?
You had to tell me what you're referring to because you're just...
2002. You said you did go to the Cook Attorney State's Attorney's office, and you said...
I did not go to them. They came to me.
Okay. But the point is you did tell them that you had a threesome with Jane and Mr. Kelly, and you claim that you told them your real age back then, right?
I told them what I could tell them, and my attorney would not let me answer many questions, so we had to.
But ma'am, you testified earlier today that you did reveal that to the Cook County
I just
State's...
answered your question. You're asking me the same question in a different way, and I just answered it.
So that's a yes. You did tell them.
Correct.
Okay.
Is that it?
1 second. Let me just double check. We have nothing further.
Mr. Brindley, you're next. All right, so we're gonna give you a shot, Mr. Oh, he gone. Oh, I'm about to use him. All right, Ken Johan, did you want? You know what? I want to get a shot at Miss K Love. Let me see if I can push her a little bit. You can be Mr. Can you do the judge, Ken Johan? Johan, you there?
He's on mute.
You on mute, bro?
Yeah, you're on mute, Johan.
Yo.
Oh.
Well, as
Okay, perfect. Go ahead and do the judge, bro. I'll do Bo Bradley.
Man, I can't do it like you, but I got you though.
Hey,
Man.
do your thing. All right, start at 12.
12.
That's Miss Bonjean.
Oh man, I want it to be Brindley.
I want to get it K-Love, bro. I gotta get it K-Love. You know.
All right, okay, I get it, okay. And we said we at well.
we at 12. Miss Bonjean.
All right.
We have nothing further.
Well, Miss Brindley, you're next.
Yes, Your Honor. Can I get that document camera too in case I need it? Cross-examination on behalf of defendant McDavid by Mr. Brindley. Good afternoon, Tracy. My name is Bo Brindley, and I represent Daryl McDavid, one of the other defendants. I don't represent Mr. Kelly, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. It's been a long afternoon, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to try to be quick here. I don't have very many questions, and it's on a different subject. So you touched on it a little bit when Mr. Kelly's lawyer, and this is about, Mr. Kelly's wife, Andrea Kelly. Now, you said that when you were answering questions from Mr. Kelly's lawyer, you said that Mr. Kelly's wife had made a sexual provocative comment to you. Is that fair to say?
Yes, she made a comment.
Yes. And in fact, when you were interviewed by the federal agents on November the 15th of 2019, they asked you about a rumor that Andrea Kelly was seeking to have sex with you and some other girls and Mr. Kelly. Do you remember that?
I don't recall.
And can you tell me if you recall or not, And if not, you can take a look at the report to refresh your memory.
Okay.
But isn't it true that you confirmed that Mrs. Kelly, Andrea Kelly, had liked your physical appearance, your physique, and that she did attempt to have sexual relations with you and Mr. Kelly?
I said that she made the comment, and that's what I said.
Okay. Let me show you and see if this refreshes your. Well, first I'll show you the front page so you can know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
On November 15th of 2019, you see that you were interviewed here. Do you see that?
Yep, I see it.
Okay. And then I'm just going to direct your attention to one spot here
Okay.
where the pink flag is. Just read that paragraph to yourself. Just read that paragraph to yourself silently before we read. Well, yeah, just read it silently to yourself and let me know when you're done.
Okay. I just got finished reading it.
You finished reading it? Oh, okay.
Yep.
So back then, when you were talking to the agents, you told them that she said she liked your physique and she did attempt to have, I guess you'd say, a threesome with you and Rob. Is that fair?
No, I assume that's what she was trying to do.
Well, based on the okay, then based on the context of her comment to you, the feeling that you got is she wanted to solicit a threesome. Is that right?
That is right.
She made that pretty clear in a way.
It just,
She was talking to you.
I don't know. It just felt indecent.
Okay.
It felt wrong.
And the way she was talking to you led you to believe that she was suggesting or would like to have sexual relations with you and Rob together, right?
Just didn't seem like an innocent comment.
Okay. And that's what you told the agents when they asked you about the rumors of Andrea Kelly having threesomes with Robert and other people, right?
Correct.
That's all. Thank you.
Miss Judge.
No questions on behalf of Mr. Brown.
Any redirect?
Briefly, Your Honor.
All right.
Tracy, on cross-examination, you were asked about some prior interviews that you gave in early 2019, correct?
Yes.
In particular, counsel brought up the interview on January 24th, 2019 that occurred over the phone, correct?
Correct.
And that was one of the first times that you had contact with law enforcement after calling in to the tip line, right?
Yes.
And on direct examination, I asked you about an interview in person that occurred on February 6th of 2019, correct?
Yes, you did.
And that interview was lengthy, right?
Very, very long.
And that was at the Children's Advocacy Center.
Yes.
And that interview was videotaped, correct?
Yes, it was.
And during that interview on February 6, 2019, did you disclose the incident that occurred at Chicago Tracks where Mr. Kelly wanted you to touch his penis? He pushed your head towards his penis and you pulled back. Did you testify or disclose that in February of 2019?
Yes, I did.
Did you also disclose in February 2019 the incident at the Westin Hotel that you testified about today?
Yes, I did.
And then when you went into the grand jury on July, let me make sure I have the date right. You went to the federal grand jury, correct?
Yes, I did.
And that was in April of 2019?
Yes.
All right. Using the document camera, Just for the witness, I'd like to show your grand jury statement. And about halfway down there, it states, on February 6, 2019, I was interviewed by a state court prosecutor and the detective with the Chicago Police Department. That interview was video recorded with my consent. During that interview, I explained the sexual contact that Rob had with me starting when I was 16 years old and continuing until I was 18 years old. Everything that I said in that interview is true to the best of my memory. Is that what your grand jury statement says?
Yes.
You were also asked about the incident at the nightclub on cross examination, correct?
Yes.
I'd like to show you a report dated April 17th of 2019. Do you recall being interviewed on that date?
Yes.
And looking at the third paragraph, it states, Tracy related an incident that took place about 1 year after her lawsuit against Mr. Kelly was settled. She said that she was confronted by Kelly at a Chicago nightclub called Sugar. She said that Kelly grabbed her, kissed her, and wanted her to accompany him onto his tour bus. Do you see that in the interview of April?
Miss Bonjean.
That's different from pulling someone's. Oh, sorry. I'm going to object. That's different than pulling.
Of 2019?
That's different from pulling someone's dress down, was what I impeached her with. That is not rehabilitating at all.
King Johan?
Well, I can do
No,
Brent, you can go to Brenley next, Johan. I'll go back to the judge.
uh,
Well, that may or may not be. That's up to the jury and about consistency. So overruled.
And on cross examination, you were asked a number of questions about the lawsuit that you filed in August of 2001, correct?
Yes.
And you had just turned 19 years old when you filed that lawsuit, right?
Correct.
I'd like to show you a document that defense counsel showed you. This was introduced as defense exhibit. If I could publish this to the jury, please. Now, this is the internship registration form that you completed for Columbia College, correct?
Correct.
And this form was completed before you filed your lawsuit in August 2001. Is that correct?
Yes.
Looking at that date that you put down for the internship at Epic, what is the date and year that you listed here?
August 1999.
And you testified earlier that that was the date that you were seeking credit for that internship at Columbia.
Yes, to cover the summer.
And during your civil lawsuit, when you were giving information to your attorney, did you tell your civil lawyer that you had met Mr. Kelly at an event?
Yes, I did.
All right, just a few more questions. Tracy, is the age when you met Mr. Kelly firm in your mind?
Yes, it is.
What age were you when you met him?
16 years old.
And is the year that you met Mr. Kelly firm in your mind?
Yes, it is.
What year did you meet him?
1999.
Where were you attending school when you met Mr. Kelly?
I was just finishing at Rich East High School.
One moment.
Is that it?
That's it.
Anything further? If not, you can step down. Witness is excused. Do you have another witness available, or?
Yes, we have a brief witness, I believe. We could call now.
All right, call the brief witness.
The government calls Kelly Weatherspoon.
Kelly Adams, plaintiff's witness, sworn. Remove your mask while testifying.
You may question.
So let's see. For this here, let's see. Shay hasn't really spoken much. Shay, you can jump in and be Miss Weatherspoon.
Okay.
And as far as Miss Pozzolo, let's go ahead and continue. Lesbian one, please.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you pull the microphone just or sit a little bit closer to the microphone, please, so that the jury can hear you? Can you please state and spell your last name?
Adams, Adams.
And what is your first name?
Kelly,
Do you have a maiden name?
Weatherspoon,
How old are you?
40.
Are you familiar with a person named Tracy?
I am.
And for the purposes of your testimony today, we'll be using Tracy's first name only. Do you understand that?
Yes.
When did you first meet Tracy?
As far as dates, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe Tracy was maybe about 13. I was maybe about 14.
After first meeting Tracy, how often did you spend time with her?
All the time.
And did that continue through high school?
Yes,
Did Tracy graduate high school?
she did.
Do you know how old Tracy was when she graduated high school?
She was 16.
Around the time that Tracy graduated high school, did she have an internship?
She did.
And where was that internship?
With Epic Records.
Did you continue to spend time with Tracy after she graduated high school?
Yes,
Did you ever meet anyone Tracy was working with as part of her internship?
Kathy Carroll, which was her boss.
While Tracy was doing the internship for Kathy, did you attend an expo with Tracy?
Yes,
Where was the expo being held?
it was a Black Women's Expo at McCormick Place in Chicago.
Do you recall approximately when the expo took place?
I don't recall the exact date. I know it was a summer month, so it was in the summer, but I can't remember the exact date or year.
Do you recall how old you were when you went to the expo with Tracy?
I was more than likely 17 because Tracy was 16.
So are you a year older than Tracy?
I am.
Are you familiar with an individual named Robert Kelly?
I am.
Have you met Robert Kelly in person before?
I have.
When was the first time that you met Mr. Kelly?
At the Women's Black Expo.
And how were you introduced to Mr. Kelly?
We were walking around. Tracy was working. We were walking around and we walked upon him and that was it. She just said, "Hey." He said, "Hey," and that was it. It wasn't a formal introduction.
Was anyone else at the expo with you and Tracy?
Kathy was there.
Other than saying hello to Mr. Kelly, do you recall anything else that Mr. Kelly did while you and Tracy were with him at the expo?
He gave Tracy his phone number.
And after Tracy got the phone number, did you see Kathy Carroll at the expo?
We did.
And what happened when you saw Kathy Carroll?
She took the number from us and put it in a can or a bottle of pop.
And after Kathy took the phone number, did you eventually leave the expo?
Yes, we did.
Where'd you go?
We went back to my house.
What did you do when you and Tracy returned to your house?
We called the number that was given by Robert.
And did you use a phone at your house to do that?
Yes.
Who spoke to Robert Kelly?
Tracy.
After the call ended, what happened next that evening?
We went to his studio.
And how did you get to the studio?
I drove.
Did anyone else go with you?
No.
Do you remember the name of the studio?
Chicago Track.
Have you been to the studio before that night?
No.
I'd like to show you what's been admitted as Government Exhibit 114B. Miss Adams, do you remember? Do you recognize the exhibit?
Yeah,
What is it?
it's a gate. The gate we would come upon to be buzzed in.
When you and Tracy were headed to the Chicago Track studio? Was Tracy excited to go to the studio?
She was, yeah,
Did you enter the studio?
yes,
Once inside, did you see Robert Kelly?
yes,
At some point, did Tracy and Robert leave the area where you were hanging out in?
yes, they did.
And where did you go after they left?
I stayed in the studio area.
About how long were Tracy and Robert gone?
A couple of hours, no more than maybe like 2 hours.
Did Tracy eventually return to the room where you were waiting?
Yes,
After Tracy returned, what happened next?
we left
And where did you go?
home.
While you were at the studio that night, did you see any physical contact between Robert Kelly and Tracy?
I did not.
And after this first visit to Tracks, did you ever go back to Chicago Tracks?
Yes,
About how many times did you return to the Chicago Tracks studio?
after that, maybe 3 or 4 times.
Did you. What age were you when you returned?
I was probably still the same age, maybe 17.
And did you ever go back inside the studio on those occasions?
Just one more time I went inside.
And for each of those occasions, were you with Tracy?
Yes,
And the times that you did not go inside, what were you doing there?
to pick Tracy up.
Do you remember going to the Westin Hotel with Tracy?
Yes.
Do you remember when that was?
It was a little bit after I initially met Rob at the Black Women's Expo. So again, I can't tell you the month or the year, but it was right after that because it was still really hot outside. It was still summertime.
When you got to the hotel, was anyone else there?
No,
Did you and Tracy go up to the room?
we did.
Did Robert Kelly meet you at the hotel?
Yes.
When did he meet you?
He got there was fairly early in the morning. I want to say I can't tell you a time, but I did. But I just remember that when I was leaving the room, he told me to go get breakfast. And when I got downstairs, breakfast was not open yet. The cafe or whatever wasn't quite open yet. So it was about maybe 45 minutes until breakfast started. So it was pretty early in the morning when he arrived.
About how long were you gone from the hotel room when you went to get breakfast?
A couple of hours.
Hmm?
And when you were done eating, what did you do?
I just waited in the lobby.
Did Tracy come down from the room?
She did.
That morning at the Westin, did you see Tracy and Robert have any physical contact?
Not that I can recall.
Your Honor, one moment. When you left to go get breakfast, did Robert Kelly enter the hotel room to be with Tracy?
He did.
Nothing further.
How long will your cross examination be? Miss Bonjean? Miss Bonjean's not here. K-Love 92. Can you go ahead and be? Actually, we got Riri here. Riri, can you do Bonjean, please?
Sure. I can't imagine that it would take too long, but it might be a little, it will go past 5, I think. It won't be like 5 minutes.
Okay, well, why don't we suspend until tomorrow morning? Have a nice evening, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Jury out. I've been advised that the government filed a motion Is it premature or what? Go ahead and play Miss Apatine, please, K Love.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I was advised that you filed some type of motion.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. It's a motion that it's for a witness that's going to testify tomorrow regarding grand jury transcripts.
I haven't seen. Oh,
Go ahead.
I haven't seen the motion. I just wondered when it was filed.
Well, if they haven't seen the motion, then we can't very well hear it.
It was filed this afternoon, so yeah. Once defense counsel have had an opportunity to review, Your Honor, we can take it up in the morning.
That's fine.
fine.
Oh. Well, why don't we take it up 10 minutes to 10 o'clock tomorrow so we can start promptly?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anybody that's interested in the motion, be here 10 minutes to 10. And I've also been advised that the lawyers are supposed to be tested. So, at your convenience, stop down and be tested. All right. Thank you. Adjournment taken at 4:56 o'clock p.m. until 9:50 o'clock a.m. the following day, August 30th. I certify that the foregoing is a correct transcript from the record of proceedings in the above entitled manner, August 30th of 2022. All right. So it's up to y'all. Do y'all want to go ahead and go into September 1st?
Yeah,
You
I'm
mean
cool
you
with
mean
it.
August 30th?
I'm
It's
sorry,
still
August
8/29,
31st.
right? Okay.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, August 30th.
That's fine with
Yes,
me.
that's fine.
Okay, let's go
Mhm.
ahead. All right, let me go ahead and pull it up. So what y'all? What is that?
Who is that?
Alexa.
Oh,
He said stop. She answered.
She said, "Can't
She know
stop,
he
won't stop."
look. She know he
Alexa is
plays
off the
music.
chain.
So.
all right. Let me see here. Let me. So
Well, that answered
what
our
y'all feeling?
question
So
about.
what are y'all thinking about Tracy, man? What does y'all feel about Tracy now so far?
Tracy has been through some trauma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bless her
Mhm.
heart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tracy has had some trauma.
she has. Can you imagine that's your first experience and you being raped? I mean, that's
Right.
terrible. I mean,
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
raped,
But
And
hold
period.
on. When she said that he made her reenact her freaking rape
Yes.
over
Yeah,
and
Lying
over
that's
and
what
cheating
was
on her.
over.
tripping me out.
over and
Yeah.
over and over again.
Like he's saying she was cheating on him because she got raped. That's a sick. That's a sick individual. That
Right.
What?
Like
Yeah,
he
but
didn't
he
have
raped
10 other
her.
women.
But
And
he
I can
raped
kind
her.
of
yeah.
when she said that he told her tell her mom, it seemed to me as if he was being nonchalant about it. Okay, well, what are you telling me for? Go tell your mom.
Right.
Yeah.
Go report it.
Yeah. Go tell your mama. Don't tell me. Tell your
Yeah.
mama.
What you telling me for?
But the sad part to me is that even though she settled with him, getting that money, he still had such a hold on her that she continued to go back. You know what I'm saying? It's like raping her mind to just do whatever he wanted her to do, and she continued even through her adulthood to be subjected to his foolishness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
It's a
just like
Mhm.
didn't
pattern.
Pauline say she still love him and she married
Yeah,
him and they
A
yeah,
went
lot
on?
of them
definitely.
say
Yeah,
Yeah.
that they still love
they
them.
still
That's
they
that's
would. I don't know how. I don't know what kind of, because I see girls like that all the
that's that
time.
Stockholm
Yep,
syndrome. You know what I
Stockholm.
Yeah,
mean? That's
Yeah.
all it
Yeah.
is. Like you
Yeah,
become.
that's that
That's like
mind
it's
effing.
it's pimping. Yeah,
Yeah.
And he's
that's
probably
all that
still
is.
telling. He's probably
Exactly.
still telling them. He probably told them from the very beginning when it first happened, "Oh, I love you." So they got all drawn up and caught up in that, and then he's probably
Yeah,
still telling them to this, to this
yeah.
day, if he can, that he still loves them.
Because he
yeah,
And
still
maybe
you.
he's
Because he
doing the
using
choices.
who he is. He
It
using
takes
who he
people,
is.
yeah, and it takes people sometimes a long time to realize love is an action. It's not just a saying. You can't tell me you love me and then you raping me and you making me do this and do that and all that. No, that ain't love.
That's
That's
They
but
confuse
It's
they
action.
just
confuse love with money, cars, and clothes, and
When
that's what he was using. He had the power to get them all of that stuff.
yeah, but also by him saying it, they
and then they were
believed it instead
young.
of
I
Right.
think
questioning.
And by
Yeah,
him, somebody is his status giving them young girls that attention. They
yeah,
That's
and him
that's
and his
exactly
that's
what it
song, his
was.
it.
music. I'm telling you, his music. That's what's wrong with the
Right.
Beehive. They are indoctrinated by his
Remember,
music and thinking
Like
like he's
the
singing for
nigga
them.
dope, man, but that ain't got nothing to do with his music.
Yeah,
My
it's
man
like
is
they think
nasty
he's
as
singing
hell,
to
bro.
them, right? And
remember,
then
he injected it into the world. That's what he
yeah,
said.
that's what he said.
Yeah,
And then on top of that, he talking about he the Pied Piper, and
yeah,
anybody know what the Pied
absolutely.
Piper
And the
is?
youth
Right,
They touch the
exactly.
children.
You
kids, and the
lead
kids
little
never.
kids.
Yeah, and they never
Right.
showed up. And when they said when he recorded "Feeling on Your Booty" that he was literally had some young girls bent over the keyboard
Oh
feeling on
Lord,
their
Get
booty.
the hell really,
I
bro?
Yeah,
heard that too.
Damn.
I
yeah,
can just imagine.
Get the
Yes,
hell.
he
yes,
had.
yes.
I heard
That's
That
that
was
true.
too.
in that BBC documentary. They said that.
Right.
Oh, sex, lies, and videotapes. That one.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Oh man, that is crazy.
Does
Yeah,
Jim
yeah.
Derogatis testify tomorrow?
He's trying to get it. I know he's trying to get it quashed.
What does
Mm.
that mean?
That means he's trying to get them to rescind it.
Oh, okay.
Did you hear about Bonjean's motion to ask Daryl McDavid not to testify to certain
Are
things,
you serious?
not to testify that he was instructed to take R. Kelly to get libido shots.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
And
Yeah,
he still got them in front of the doggone courthouse in a tour bus.
Right.
Yeah, at 26 in
exactly.
She
California. Did
wants somebody
Not
anybody?
live
to
for
not to
him.
bring up the marriage with Aaliyah. But the one that was most striking was about the libido shots, because his former lawyer Ed Jensen said that they
Libido.
had R. Kelly get libido shots.
Yep.
Calm him down.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have never heard of something like that before this trial. Like I didn't know that existed.
Right.
Right. That's
Right.
but that's
They
like when
put
they
the
do they
Well,
give
jury
them
on.
in that
it's
saltpeter
usually
and
for
stuff
child
in
molesters. It
prison.
happens.
Yeah, they
Child
put
molesters and
jury
sex
on
acts.
child molesters. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in prison they give them. It's called saltpeter, is what they call it.
They put in
right,
the eggs.
And
right.
in the military, in the
And
Yep.
they
military,
They put in the
Oh, they can
eggs.
do it in the
Yep.
Oh
military
wow.
too.
they give it to
Yeah.
them when they get out too. That's part of their probationary or parole. Uh,
Right.
It wasn't strong enough. He needed a tranquilizer. The same stuff they use on horses. That what he need.
Yeah, but they said
exactly.
he calmed down after he started taking them, but he had started gaining weight.
Wait.
And
Yeah.
so he decided that he refused to take them anymore.
y'all
Right.
ready?
And so he
Yeah, I'm ready.
continued.
All right, let's rock on. I didn't mean to cut you off, Lesman One. Go ahead and finish your
Oh, no
point.
problem. I was done.
You sure?
Sure.
Okay. So we're starting here. This is August the 30th. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Good morning, everybody. I said that we take up the motion at 10 minutes to, so anybody who is interested can gather together. No responses that I'm aware of that were filed to the motion, written responses, that is. So we've got a couple of minutes yet. If we could, Bonjean had to roll out. Tanya with her tea had to get to sleep. So if you could, Kalof 92, if you think you can handle Bonjean, I like to see if you can do that one. And Riri, if you could, yeah,
Sure,
work it out,
sure.
ladies. Appreciate you. All right, let's move on here. Good morning. Can you play Mr. Brinley, please, for me? Let's try you out, Mr. Nice.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Judge.
You're right on time. 10 minutes to United States of America versus Robert Sylvester Kelly. Government's motion to admit certain state jury transcript excerpts. Is there an objection to this?
Yes, Judge. On behalf of Mr. Brown, on relevance, the witness has testified that they don't need the transcript admitted.
Anybody else want to join in, make comments or whatever?
Yes, Your Honor. Our position is that the government, wants to put in an overabundance of testimony that is unnecessary. The witnesses testified to what they actually gave false statements about. They were asked questions from the grand jury testimony about whether they lied about X, Y, and Z. They did testify to that. And so to put in an extensive grand jury testimony, and I know that they're not putting in all of it, but it is a fair amount of material that they're trying to put in, including material that the witnesses didn't even say they gave false statements about. So I'm not sure what the purpose of that type of prior testimony would be, unless they said, yes, I gave false testimony about whether I had a relationship with Mr. Kelly, for example. And that is, again, I don't think we need the grand jury testimony to read that in. They've already testified to that. But beyond that, they're designated far more than what the witnesses have testified to. What should have been done, they should have if they wanted to do it this way, they should have actually pulled out the grand jury testimony with the witness and say, when you were asked this question, did you lie and answer it falsely? I think they did that on a couple of occasions, but now they're just trying to put in more than that. So that's our objection.
Any response, Mr. Williamson, played by Showtime, or go ahead, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. The government's response would be that, as to the relevance question, this is directly in court view of the indictment, which sets out a false entry in a record, which is the grand jury testimony transcripts here.
Now, were you saying count 5 or
count 5?
Oh, all right. Well, weren't they at the two witnesses, Jane and her mother, were confronted with the inconsistent testimony in the grand jury? They didn't acknowledge that?
Yes, Your Honor, they did.
Well, why do you need more?
Well, we need the documents themselves because the point in the question is whether there's a falsification.
Well, hold on. What documents?
Of the record or not?
What documents are you talking about?
The testimony transcripts, Your Honor.
Judge, if I may, we would object that if, to the extent that they're suggesting that the grand jury transcripts are the record, that they claim where a false entry or a false statement. I don't know exactly what they're saying, but the grand jury testimony itself is not a record under the statute, frankly, and under the law. It's the testimony itself may be a false testimony, and they can argue that, and they elicited that, but the record itself is not the transcript of the false testimony. Maybe a police report or something like that would qualify, but that is not, and I'm not even sure that it constitutes either, but certainly not grand jury testimony that just reflects what the person said in court.
And Judge, I would add only this, that I think the government, this has been a confusing problem for the government all along since the indictment of this case. They're suggesting that the false statement is the grand jury's transcript. But we have stipulated, all of us, that the grand jury transcripts were accurate. It doesn't contain a false statement. So there's no false statement in the grand jury's transcript in the terms it's accurate as to what it says. The record is not false. The witness testified the statements that made were false. But I agree with co-counsel here, or the other defendants' counsel, that we object to the admission of these grand jury transcripts.
Which is the count that you say it's relevant to?
It's count 5 of the indictment, Your Honor, which is specific to a false entry in a record. The stipulation was authenticity to the authenticity of the record. It's not the accuracy of the records. And I'm not sure what defense counsel would suggest would be a false entry in the record as to the testimony other than the transcripts themselves.
Well, quite frankly, I don't think under the law, and I've already said this, and I'll repeat it. It's in my Rule 29 motion. I don't think under the law a grand jury transcripts counts. It's never counted anyplace else, and this is a novel idea that the government has come up with for this case. But setting that aside, the record is not what is false about the record. What is false about the record? It's an accurate transcript of what was stated. I understand what they're talking about, and I never have.
Agreed.
What exactly is you say it's relevant to? Well, what is it? Count 5. What is the exact charge in count 5?
Yes, Your Honor. Count 5 is that Kelly and McDavid and the others agreed to intimidate, threaten, pressure, persuade, and attempt to persuade other individuals, including but not limited to minor one and minor one's parents, Jane and Susan here, to falsify and make a false entry in a record, document, and tangible object related to Kelly's.
I see strands, locks, and stitches. These girls was happy to be in the company of that man, groupies. That's how you get blocked. If y'all want to know a great example of how you get blocked on this channel, things like that. Somebody get her out of here. Buy strands, locks, and stitches. We are not going
Welcome
to
to Blockland.
Welcome to Blockland. That's a prime example on how you do it. All right. Sorry, y'all. All right, let's roll on.
All right. Of Kelly's sexual contact, and sexual acts with minors.
And Judge, that's the problem. Nobody falsified the grand jury's records. I think maybe that theory would work if someone threatened the court reporter into putting down an improper entry in the grand jury's transcript. But here, no one falsified anything in the transcript. They gave testimony. The transcripts accurately reflect what they said. There's no falsification of any record that relates to these grand jury transcripts. That's just simply not so.
Well, that's not entirely true. It's authentic. Is that you? Well, it's authentic. Is that you agree it is? And it contains, allegedly, statements that if the jury believes the witnesses now were false when made.
Judge, I agree with that. That's false statements made by the witnesses by their own account. But the grand jury, what this statute is talking about is the falsification of records. And it was actually created by Enron scandal as essentially to deal with people putting a bunch of fake information in records. And that's not what anybody is suggesting happened here.
Well, I don't agree with you on that. I think that based on the superseding indictment, that it is relevant. It is authentic and it is relevant. And if the jury believes that Jane and her mother testified correctly at trial, then they would presumably believe that there was some. They gave false statements to the grand jury. On the other hand, if they believe they're lying now, then they won't. So the motion is granted. We've got a few minutes. Raul, see if the jury's ready.
Judge, have you decided about Friday yet?
At the end of the day, I'll decide. Well, we'll see how we go today. If the government is going to rest tomorrow, then it's my. How long is the defense case going to be?
Well, I guess we can speak for ourselves, Judge. I think our defense case on our behalf of Mr. McDavid will be lengthiest of the three. That's my understanding based on some dialogue with counsel. The defense for Mr. McDavid, I would say, I think we need 2 days for defense of Mr. McDavid to be presented. Possibly, maybe a little bit more than 2 days, but that's all. And counsel for other defendants can speak to their case. And I believe we can easily put in a full defense case next week from all three defendants.
Yes, Your Honor, I agree with that. And Judge, I think given what Mr. Brinley suggested, I think we could definitely be done in 3 days.
And I think defendant Kelly agrees as well.
So, the most 3 days. So the government rest. You wouldn't finish. Well, you could finish presumably on Friday, and we could start over on Tuesday. And or would you rather go finish Tuesday and then argue it on Wednesday?
Judge, from Mr. McDavid's perspective, that doesn't work for a couple of the government has indicated that we're going to take 3 weeks. They were going to take 3 weeks. We have multiple witnesses under subpoena for September the 6th, which is the first day of the week following that, the end of the government's case. And those witnesses, Mr. McDavid, we already said the plaintiff has testified, and he wants to see those witnesses testify first. And so we can't begin testimony for Mr. McDavid before Tuesday, which is fine. We can easily get our case in if we begin at that time. And I don't know whether the other defendants have, had their witnesses subpoenaed in the same way we do, and it was based on the government's contentions for a long time, right up until the end of last week, that this thing we're going to have a whole bunch of more witnesses. I think Ms. Bonjean commented on that yesterday. So that's where we are on behalf of Mr. McDavid.
I'm going to order all of you to try to get your witnesses to come in this week. Miss Bonjean, did Miss Bonjean go to the bathroom?
I think so, Judge.
Is Riri available? Caleb, 92.
Said her sound was
I'm
jacked
here.
up.
Can you please? Okay, you're back. Are you okay?
Yeah, it was just the sound was jacked up, so I just went out and came back in.
Can you read Miss Bonjean, please?
I got you. And Judge, I have no problem trying to get our witnesses in. One witness in particular was a government witness, but many of these people have lawyers, and we can't actually.
Well, I appreciate it. I said try.
Yeah.
No, I can order you to try. I didn't say I order you to do it, at the exclusion of your witness. I haven't gone that far.
And if the government can be of some assistance for some of these people they have in their control, that would also help things along as well.
All right, well, make sure you have a list of witnesses that you need help with, and the government and I hope will assist you. How's that? How's that, Miss Bonjean? Will that work for you? I guess her sound went out again. We'll move on. I guess she says thank you.
Yeah.
So it looks well. I mean, presumably, you could get some witnesses in Thursday. We also have to do the instruction conference at some point.
Yes, Judge.
What can we do this? Do whatever. You can get them in Thursday, and then we'll have instructions, and then finish your case Tuesday and argue it on Wednesday. And
Will,
what?
I don't think we could probably, I think it will probably be Wednesday before the defendants conclude their case based on what I think.
All right. Well.
Well, we'll have plenty of time to get it done within the time frame that you're providing, Judge. So we'll do our best to get whatever we can get. I'm speaking for us because
Yeah. I don't want you to.
Your Honor, just to be clear, we're arresting today.
Resting today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh.
Unless there are some, very, very long crosses with the witnesses that are coming up.
Well, we'll see what we can do about that tomorrow. I mean, I hate to go from Tuesday till next Tuesday, but so what we can do is at the end of the day, we can take off tomorrow, maybe, and then see, what you can do.
to get the people for Thursday.
To get the witnesses in.
Okay.
The jurors, I don't think still will mind having the day, and then we'll definitely tell them, that they have Friday off.
Okay.
Anybody object to that schedule?
No.
No, but Judge, we
No, Your Honor.
obviously have to see what happens today with these witnesses, and that's going to help us determine exactly what we're calling, who we're calling.
Yeah, well, obviously. So we have to finish the cross-examination, which is Miss Bonjean on Weatherspoon, and then, what's your next witness for after Weatherspoon?
That would be Nia.
Nia, is she is that a pseudonym?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Are the jurors out there?
They are.
Your Honor, before they come in again, we just ask you that you repeat the admonition as to the sketch artist. Admonishment.
Yeah.
My bad. Admonishment as to the sketch artist.
I think you were right when you said admonition.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Either way, to the sketch artist, that when Nia does take the stand, her face not be sketched.
I'm sure that they will know that. They will do that.
All rise.
Please be seated. Good morning, members of the jury. When we broke yesterday, the witness, Kelly Weatherspoon, was about to be cross-examined by Miss Bonjean, and that's where I'll pick it up this morning. Miss Bonjean, you may question the witness.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Kelly Adams, government witness, previously sworn, cross-examination.
Good morning, Miss Witherspoon.
Good morning.
You met Mr. Kelly with Tracy at the Black Women's Expo. Is that correct?
Correct.
And this is the occasion during which you observed Mr. Kelly giving Tracy his phone number, right?
Yes.
Is that correct? And It's your understanding that after this event at the Black Women's Expo was when Tracy and Mr. Kelly commenced to a sexual relationship. Is that correct?
Correct.
And before going to the Women's Black Expo, did you know that Mr. Kelly was going to be there for a promotional event?
I did not.
Okay. And do you know, or did Tracy say anything like, let's go see Mr. Kelly? Or were you all surprised by seeing him there?
We were surprised.
And I think you testified on direct that you recall that the expo was sometime, I thought you said in late summer months. Is that right?
I believe so.
Okay. It was warm outside. Is that your recollection?
Yes.
And do you have, or are you able to tell us or pinpoint a month at all?
No, I can't pinpoint a month. I know that it was, again, warm outside.
And what year do you recall the Black Women's Expo occurring when Mr. Kelly was signing autographs and gave Tracy his number?
My recollection is about 98. It had to be 98 because I was 17.
98, you say?
1998, yes, I believe so.
Was it before August 2nd of 1998?
That I'm not sure, but I'm more than sure it August. I don't think. I think it may have been like maybe July or June or something like that.
So you're saying that Tracy was 15 years old?
In 98?
Yeah. You're not saying today that she was 15 years old, right?
I'm sorry. I'm not really good with math, so maybe.
Well, does it sound right that she was 15 given all the context?
No, she was 16 because she was out of high school. It was right after her graduating from high school. So I'm not good with the dates. So it was one of those dates, one of those years, 98 and 99.
Okay. And ma'am, do you remember giving an interview with the US Attorney's Office back not too long ago, May 20th of 2022?
Yes.
And do you recall telling the US attorney, one of the US attorneys who was sitting here at the council table, and one of the agents, that Tracy did not start messing with Mr. Kelly when she was 16?
No, I don't remember telling anyone that.
Okay. And do you want to look at the report, or do you think that they just got it wrong in there?
That she did not mess with him
Yeah,
when she was 16.
correct.
I would, because I do believe when we had that conversation, we talked about it later because my dates are all over the place.
Right.
I'm 40 at this point. I have kids. I have a lot of stuff going on. So I don't remember exactly dates from 20 years ago.
Well, when you say we talked about it, are you talking about Tracy talking about it?
No, I haven't talked to Tracy in eons.
Okay, so who were you talking about when you said we talked about it?
After I left, I think I called and said, I think I got some information mixed up about the dates.
Okay. But this interview that I'm referring to just occurred like 3 months ago.
Was it the one that I came down?
So let me look. Let me have you look at it first.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you could put up, okay, ma'am, do you see this report that is indicated an interview with you on May 20th of 2022? The date is in the second paragraph.
Yes, I see it.
And I'm going to ask that my colleague go to the next page. and pull out the very last paragraph of that page. And if you could read the first line of that, do you see that? And let me know when you're done.
I see that paragraph.
And so, is it true that you told the United States Assistant United States Attorney and other various federal agents that you did not believe that, or that Tracy did not start messing with Kelly when she was 16? Do you see that?
I see that. I also see a paragraph prior to that where I say that all of the information about her working with Kathy at the expo, all of those things, which I know Tracy was 16 at that time.
Okay, but I'm not.
So my dates were messed up when I probably said that part.
Okay, but did you say that right?
If it's here, yes, I did.
Okay, that's all I need to know. And not only did you say it, well, let me ask you this. You said it's been 20 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Memory is faded, correct? Your dates are all messed up, right? Is that a yes? You need to speak up.
Yes. Yes. Sorry.
That's all right. You would agree that your memory is better back in 2000 and 2001 than it is today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Yes.
a yes? Because that would be closer in time to the events that we're talking about, correct?
Yes.
Okay, now do you recall giving a statement in connection with Tracy's lawsuit on August 10th of 2001?
I'm sure I did.
Right. So you're here helping her with her lawsuit or just supporting her through her lawsuit,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, you went to the attorney's office with you. In fact, you went to the attorney's office with her from time to time, right?
I did.
And you also met with her lawyers at the time.
Yes.
Okay. And you prepared a statement saying that the Black Women's Expo that you went to with Tracy was in 2000.
Is that what I said?
Yeah, sure. Let me have you just look at it, okay?
Okay.
Now, first of all, do you see a document that's entitled Statement of Kelly Weatherspoon?
I do.
And do you see your signature at the bottom of that?
Yes.
And do you see what it is dated? Sorry, it's
That's
a little glitchy. Do you see the date at the bottom there?
yes.
And that date, August 10th, 2001, right?
Yes.
Okay. And at that time, you indicated that you went to the Black Women's Expo in the year of 2000, right?
That's what it says.
All right. And that's what you said. That's what you signed, right?
I guess so.
And in 2000, can we agree that Tracy would have been, well, 17 or 18, depending on what month it was, right?
According to this.
Right. Well, according to your statement that you signed,
According to what this says.
and are you suggesting that somebody fabricated this?
I'm not suggesting that. I'm suggesting that a lot of things could have taken place. I may have been nervous because I know for a fact in 2001, I couldn't have remembered 2000 was the Women's Black Expo because of the incidents that happened in, I believe, 1999, where I believe that that was the year that they went to Miami.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well, it's funny that you mentioned that. You're talking about Florida, right?
Yes.
Let's look at the last paragraph of your statement, or the last two. The last page. the last two paragraphs. If you could please pull that out. Okay, go ahead and read that to yourself.
Okay.
So what year did you say that Tracy went to Florida?
I thought it was in 1999. What is the date of this?
What is the date of what? First of all, could you answer my question?
Mm.
And then according to this statement, what year did you say Tracy went to Florida in your statement?
I'm sorry, 2001.
2001, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a statement. And you see your signature at the bottom of that statement.
Yes.
And you actually indicated that Tracy stopped seeing R. Kelly in February or March of 2001. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a yes?
Yes, I'm sorry.
And you would agree that your statement in 2001, at least when you signed this statement, was closer to the time of the year of 2000 than 2022, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
Can I see the
Oh, I'm sorry. That's you.
I'm sorry. Can I see the date on this again?
Sure.
Okay.
Do you see that the date you signed, that this is August 10th, 2001?
Yes.
So, in fact, when you signed this statement, it was actually in the same year of the events that you're talking about in this statement, right?
Right.
So, your memory should be pretty fresh at this point, right?
At that point, but not at this point.
Right, exactly.
Time. We're gonna stop there, y'all. So we are at the top of page 2558. Somebody please type in the chat 2558. Great job. Great job once again, y'all. Great job.
That daggone Riri be reading that Bonjean.
Boy, I
Thank
already
you.
know. I already know.
She done got under Kelly's skin too.
Huh?
She done made Kelly mad now.
Yeah.
Because I think
Bonjean be pissing everybody off.
that the lawyer got it wrong.
Man, listen.
This is crazy. So wait a minute. I'm trying to go back here on this thing because she said she signed it in August of 2001, but then she said they broke up in, I thought she said February or March of 2001.
Right. So, but that's when she signed the lawsuit. But my thing is, Kelly said that she dated him from 16 to 18, which is 2 years, which would be
Right.
from 99 to 2001.
Right. It couldn't have been 2000 to 2001 when she's making a statement in 2001 when it's
Absolutely,
supposed to have
because
been
that's
2
only
years.
1 year.
Right.
Even if her 17th birthday was in August.
Yeah, they Bonjean.
Bonjean be trying to mess these dates up, boy.
Right.
Me too.
Because
hope
she
you
said it
really
was
look at
before
that.
August.
Yeah. And then she said, so then this doesn't make any sense either because, oh no, that would have been a year before. Okay. Because she said, Bonjean is trying to say she went in 2000. No, wait. So first Bonjean was trying to say it was 2000, but then Bonjean tried to say she signed it in August of 2001, which was the same doggone year that they went to the Black Women's Expo. She mixing up all kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I really am starting to really think that somebody might have tampered with those transcripts because too many people saying that that's not what they said and all of
Miss
that.
Susan Logan, the one that the lawyer attorney that was suing Robert for everything. She didn't want the kids to be underage because she was a civil attorney. So she collected money. I don't think she's a criminal attorney, but if she was a criminal attorney, she can't collect money on those laws for those laws. It wouldn't have been lawsuits. It would have just been a criminal case. So I think that's the reason why she was changing all the dates.
I mean, but it could have still been criminal and civil, but maybe she just didn't want to make him have to be accounted for criminally. She just wanted the money, maybe, because it could have still been both.
But if it was but this is what I'm saying. She sued for a lot of the girls' behalf. Yeah,
If
so she
she didn't care.
Right. If she was saying the real age, then that's going to stop all the lawsuits in the future that she was trying to collect
Oh
money
yeah,
on
for him to be out to do more girls and stuff.
and to
That's
collect more lawsuits, because then he would have been locked up.
yep.
She can't keep collecting money. She knew what he was, so she just gonna sit back, and as he continues to mess with these girls, she was gonna continue to collect checks.
Yep.
Because at what point in time did she not go to these to the law to report what was really going on? She never did. Of course, obviously, because she kept suing them.
Yeah, she should be held accountable for
Right.
that
She
too.
was trying to get some bread instead of trying to get, you know what I mean, some type
Justice.
of
Instead of trying to
justice.
protect those
Yeah.
girls and get justice, exactly.
She did not care
Right.
about the girls at all.
Nah, she was trying to
At
get the
all.
bag. She was trying to secure the bag.
That's all it was.
And
And
it's sad
now she's committed a crime. She needs to be held accountable for that.
yeah,
And
and if
I'm
these
sure that there must have been, I'm sure she's an attorney. She must have been recording it. And if she wasn't recording it, it's because she knew she was about to do some dirt and change the ages and the years. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it's horrible because it's like
Because why didn't Bonjean pull out the recording of it? I don't think she recorded because she knew that when the girls started talking about they were 16 years old, all of a sudden those tapes probably disappeared.
yeah, it's a whole lot of dirty hands in the pot. It's like it's just ridiculous how these girls were not protected, and I
By
really feel that
anybody.
it's because they were girls of color. That
Hmm.
if they would have been blonde hair, blue eyes, then they probably would have got some justice.
Right. And then he had the police, the Chicago PD in his pocket because they was
Yeah,
working for him.
Right. You
yeah,
can't call the police for nothing.
right.
You know what
Not
I'm
for
saying? And
nothing. Not for
the
nothing.
police ain't trying to give up their little extra money that they making.
Yeah, because
Nah,
on
cause
top
they
of what
not
he,
getting that.
yeah, because he probably paying them handsomely to turn and look the other way,
Yeah.
feel as if
Exactly.
anything,
If I
and then
got
they,
two police, man.
Exactly.
All right, y'all. So I want to just make it official that next destination
Okay.
is Sweetie Pie's the Tim Norman murder trial.
All right.
After this is after popular demand, everybody was saying what y'all gonna do next. What's next? So, right now, I think the smartest thing for me to do, and I'm gonna play this really quick just so people can see how I'm gonna roll into this really quick. So y'all just listen real quick. What's going on, y'all? This your boy Atmos Love. So y'all check this out. After very high demand, I've decided after this R. Kelly trial that we are going to cover the Tim Norman murder trial. For those of you that don't know, Tim Norman
there's an
is the
echo.
uncle of the nephew that he had killed for a murder to hire plot for insurance money. He pretty much had it going on this show called Sweetie Pies that was played on Oprah's channel. Very successful show. You should echo 5 seasons.
I think it's
But this man has been brought to justice. I think a lot of people were shocked when they found out that he was actually the one that was behind the murder for hire of his own nephew. And so what we're going to do is we're going to actually dig into, and I purposely did not want to have an opinion, although it's hard not to see what's going on with this trial. I didn't want to build too much of an opinion until I actually saw what the facts in the case were. So what we're going to do is we're going to break down. We're going to do different segments of different videos just for people that don't know anything about this here, just so you can understand exactly what the evidence is against this man, Tim Norman. Okay. So what I wanted to do, first of all, was I wanted to kind of dig back and look at exactly how the process came together for this man to be the charges brought against him. So if you would join me right here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to actually read this right here was his motion for pretrial. So that's kind of what I'm doing, y'all. I'm kind of trying to not only educate myself, but also I want to come at this thing from a fact legal basis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that that's the best way to stay unbiased. I think with the R. Kelly thing, a lot of people came in already with, what, I'm against them. I don't, and some people were able to say, what, I'm willing to open up my mind and listen to see if there's anything that could change my mind. However, with this Tim Norman thing, it's such a huge case that I said, what I'm going to do is, instead of watching a bunch of other bloggers, I want to watch like factual things about the case now. So that's what I think will be the best thing to do. Now, there's jury selection started today, and I think they probably had opening statements today. But what I want to do is, after we're done with this R. Kelly thing, I would like to roll into there. But until we get done with it, I'm going to put up videos, read the motions and indictments and all that kind of stuff, so that people can be able to have knowledge about exactly what we're about to cover. So I just want to give y'all an idea of exactly what's next.
Great idea.
Definitely, because I don't know nothing about it.
Right, and that's the point of me. If you watched it, and I'm gonna do short clips, so it's only 12 minutes. So in 12 minutes, you will learn exactly what this guy's charges are. He pretty much is, conspiracy to commit, murder for hire, for
and
insurance money.
fraud. Yeah,
and
Man,
insurance
they
fraud.
don't
Yeah.
play with that. They don't play with that.
No.
and that was his nephew, King Johan.
Oh, come on, man.
And that was
For
his
real?
Yeah,
nephew,
his
bro.
older brother's son.
His older brother, only son, I believe.
Yeah,
Your
only son, because
brother's
his older
baby
brother
boy?
got killed. His older brother got killed years ago.
Make you wonder what happened to the older brother.
For real, immediately.
Yep.
Immediately.
Yeah,
That brings up
Right.
so much other questions. Like, come on.
indeed. But I invite y'all to go check out that video. I'll put up more. In the meantime, we're gonna complete this R. Kelly thing, and then by that time, I'll have enough information out here from this channel so that people understand exactly what this man has been charged with, exactly what's going on, and we'll roll into there. And so I think it's gonna be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
But y'all, listen, man. Ike Nice, I appreciate your audition, brother. You did a great job tonight. I do appreciate you. Hope you come back.
Oh yeah, appreciate
Yes.
you having me.
Yeah, it's a breath of fresh air to have additional men on here with atmosphere.
Isn't it though?
It really is.
Trust me. Hallelujah. Thank you.
Last year we were reading and you had to be mechanic and
Child,
Yeah, I
girl.
remember. Hey, that's the crazy. I remember
Right.
though, listening. I was like,
and then remember I was
Yeah.
a man sometimes.
Johan, you a beast though, Don.
Johan is a
bruh.
beast.
Yeah, when he was Freeman. Oh my Showtime. Oh yeah, he was killing that.
He sound like a pimp called Slickback. Named Slickback.
That's really, hey, that's what I was channeling, but I ain't want to go there.
No, you
I had-
had it because you be cracking me up. I heard you do a pimp named Slickback, and then I don't remember if that was you or that was Adams, but somebody the other day had Brother Man from the 5th floor. I was over here rolling. I was rolling. I was like, oh my gosh, it sounds like Brother Man from the 5th floor. Y'all be killing on them voice changes. I can't even do it. I can get angry and sound sad and the little emotional part.
You
but
said
I can't get
angry
that
and
voice.
sad. That's not a voice change.
That's what I said. I can't change my voice. I can only do like the emotional part of it.
No voice changes.
No voice changes, just the emotions.
That's crazy.
But y'all, listen, man, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and get with y'all families, spend some time with your families. We'll be back here tomorrow night at 9:00. Those of you that can join, awesome. But y'all have a blessed night, and thank you very much. Everybody that came to listen to us tonight, thank you very much. Please hit the like button on the way out. Y'all have been doing an amazing job, by the way, hitting that like button. So if you would please do the same thing tonight, I would appreciate it. Y'all have a blessed night. Ike Nice, Shay, Riri, Tanya, Lesbian One, K-Love. Y'all were awesome. Thank y'all very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Everybody have a good one. Love
Good night,
y'all.
Peace.
Love y'all too.
Bye-bye.
Love y'all too. Bye.
Oh, no. I don't need negative energy. Wrap me in positive. positive synergy. I have been doubted through life, been there and done that with trifling people who told me my style would not work. I told them they wrong, been struggling too long. This song is for you, I'm proving you wrong. Get out my way, get out my way, get out my way, get out my way.
I'm a genuine person. Like if I love you, I love you. If I don't mess with you, I don't mess with you. It's as simple as that.